Sam, let me ask you this. When you look at this list of tricky games, who's poised for an upset?
Well, if you're asking me, I would go, I think Utah. And as crazy as it sounds, and I was kind of going through their schedule and thinking, okay, man, Utah has Florida week 1. But it's not just that. Last year, Utah lost to BYU in week 2. They lost back-to-back again in week 3. I think it was to San Diego State. Utah has a history or tendency, at least last year, of losing early games. And so maybe you beat Florida. Maybe you don't, right? But the biggest thing is I think that Anthony Richardson is a question mark. A lot of people are really, really high on him. People think he could be great. And then Utah coming in. They had this great season last year, made this big run. They might get hit in the mouth.
And that's a big game perception-wise, Sam, for Utah and the Pac-12. They don't get those many opportunities. They haven't done well when they've had those opportunities. So I think it's a huge spot for Utah. And then for me, a team that's had a ton of hype and which I think is well-deserved is NC State. It's a real tricky spot when they go in-state to ECU against a team that has a ton of guys coming back. And when I think about ECU, I think they got a lot to prove in this spot. They had, finally made a bowl game, and that bowl game got canceled last year. They weren't able to play. It would have been their first one under their head coach. So I think NC State, I think they'll do all right. They're giving double-digit points. I don't know about that side of things, but I think NC State with the defense, I think that'll travel because I think if there's one weakness in East Carolina, it's the offensive line. So I think NC State matches up well. You just got to play well when you go on the road, especially what they have looking forward to them with playoff aspirations.
Guys, 14 upset wins last season between week 0 and week 1. We'd be hard-pressed to believe we'll have none. There'll be a few, and then chaos will ensue in the early part of the season. I'm not sure if that will happen to be in Columbus, but of course you never know.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.